What's going on, guys? Million here, coming back with another fragrance video. I hope we've all had a wonderful new year and a prosperous holiday season. But if you have not already done so, I would love for you to click the subscription button, click the notification bell, press the like button for the YouTube algorithm, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. So normally I do a more thorough, in-depth fragrance review, but today I'm doing something a little bit different. Here's the deal. We just came out of the holiday season, meaning that the things that weren't bought in stores, online, or whatever were pretty much released at clearance. And that means it's a perfect time to pick up fragrances. So what did I do? I did what I normally don't do. I walked into my local Marshalls and I went to see the different fragrances that they still had on the shelves a week after the holiday season to see what was available and were there any good prices. And so today we're going to kind of do more of a fragrance haul type video of what I just purchased. First up on the list, let's see, I got three over here. Let's talk about Mont Blanc Individual. Now, Individual from Mont Blanc is a fragrance that I've heard quite a bit amongst the fragrance community. A lot of people really like it, and if you go back a few years when people were doing their top 5 fragrances from such and such house, whatever, Mont Blanc Individual was 9 times out of 10 on someone's top 5 list. And I've never smelled the fragrance. I mean, I probably have, but off the top of my head, I don't know of when I've smelled it. I don't even know the notes that are in this thing, so I'm just going to kind of go and see how it is. Now, I picked it up from my local Marshalls. It's 1.7 ounces. Of course, it's an EDT. You're not going to find EDPs in stores most of the times. But an EDT, 1.7 fluid ounces for 20 bucks. That's a pretty good price. Is that clearance price? Probably not, but when compared to online prices like FragranceNet, it's somewhat comparable, if not a couple dollars less. So I figured, hey, it was a good buy. So let's check it out. So, of course, now this is from Marshalls, meaning it's not going to be the best quality packaging. It's kind of bent and dinged up and everything, but so nice packaging as far as the box goes. Silver box, it looks nice. Individual, I guess they're going for some type of individual look here. I don't know. But, oh, it's nice bottling. So it's a fairly standard, straightforward Mont Blanc bottling. It almost reminds me of the more modern Legend bottles, except for this is obviously more transparent. Neat packaging, seems to be decent quality. Nice reflective plastic, if that's not metal. Feels like plastic to me. So, you know, a little bit of a reflective plastic. It has a nice, sleek look to it, and I happen to really like it. The cap, let's see what kind of cap we got. It's not magnetic, but it clips on, so it's going to be hard to work with at first, but as time goes on, it'll get easier. But let's kind of see how this smells. So, right off the bat, the atomizer is okay, especially for the price point. Nothing crazy. But what I'm smelling right off the bat is actually a very, very fresh and even slightly spicy, but definitely a bit woody. Ooh, I like that. It's extremely fresh, though. I wouldn't necessarily put it in the aquatic realm, in my opinion, but it seems to be nice. I'll do one more spray. It has a very, very nice fresh fragrance, a very nice fresh scent profile to it. Definitely, I smell woods in it. It has a very woodsy scent, and before I never really noticed those woodsy notes, but the more I'm getting familiar with fragrances, the more I can pick them up. And I happen to actually be a big fan of these woodsy notes because a lot of these fresh aromatic fragrances, they really don't last that long. The typical is Acqua di Gio. It doesn't really last all that long, but when you throw in some woodsy notes, like I just got the new Acqua di Gio perfume, or parfum, right? It has some woodsy notes in it, and it kind of beefs it up a little bit to help with the staying power. That's pretty neat. As far as staying power on this, I don't know how that's going to work. Is that even a little bit fruity? No, that's more green. There's a little bit of green in that too. Definitely some greens in it. It's really nice though. This definitely smells like an office fragrance. This smells like one of those fragrances that if you're looking for a good, easy, simple, and cheap buy, you want a good everyday scent, this is definitely going to help out in that realm. And I do definitely, so for what I've smelled from it so far, even that my initial kind of reaction to it, I don't like initial reactions, but my initial reaction is I happen to really like it. It's definitely a good one. I can't wait to kind of give this one a try and do a full review on it. So since we went with Mont Blanc Individual, we have to now go with Mont Blanc Individual Tonic. Once again, I haven't really researched these fragrances outside of the fact that I know that this is going to be more of a greener, maybe even slightly spicier version of the Individual, but let's go ahead and let's give it a smell. It's so funny, as I still have the Individual in the air, I noticed some similarities between that and Calvin Klein's One for some reason. I don't know why it's reminding me of that. That might just, there may be no reason why it should remind me of it. There's probably even no similarities to it, but for some reason I'm remembering that fragrance. So, but it's pretty much the same box as the Individual, but now obviously it's a green box, which is leading me to believe that this is going to be a greener version of Individual. But let's see how it goes. And it looks like a bigger bottle. Oh, this is bigger. Okay, so cool thing is this. What I just had the price point on it. It was on this wrapper here. So this right here was $25, so $24.99 from Marshall's. So online you're gonna find it somewhere around like the $28 to $30 mark. So it's a little bit less than you'd find online. Not a whole lot less, but definitely a little bit less. But the Individual Tonic, as far as this bottle goes, it goes in the same realm of Individual. Definitely the same type of bottle, that same reflective top metal-looking plastic. And then the cap, definitely still that clip-on. It's so funny. I love not metallic, I'm sorry, what am I thinking about? I love the magnetic caps, but the good thing is that magnetic caps can fail, and of course a clip-on cap can fail too, but this may not fail as quickly. But 2.5 fluid ounces, it's obviously a bigger bottle, so you're going to get more bang for your buck, especially at only $5 more. That's a pretty good deal. So as far as the scent profile goes though, oh wow. So I'll be honest, like I don't even think of Individual at all when I think of this. It almost seems like it's definitely greener. Oh, totally greener. I would definitely not fresher, but it's a greener and even slightly sweeter version. I'm not going to say version of Individual because it really kind of doesn't smell like it at all. But it's definitely greener and sweeter. It's a really, really nice fragrance. And this is another one I can't wait to try and do an actual full-blown review of. But I really get this green sweetness to it. There's definitely, I think, of berries. I don't know if there are berries in the notes here, but it's so funny because I know it's definitely a fresh fragrance. It's definitely on the brighter side, but the greenness and the sweetness that's inside of it is really adding some substance to it. This is one of those fragrances that I could definitely see myself wearing. And I can see this being a compliment puller. Individual is definitely going to be some type of compliment puller, right? But the Individual is definitely a safe office everyday fragrance. This is definitely going to be a little bit more intimate. I'm definitely thinking that you can use this at nights. Definitely the office too. It's not so strong to the point where you couldn't use it in the office. You couldn't use it in an everyday scenario. You really could. I could definitely wear this during the day outside because it's not heavy. But that being said, I feel like this is a little bit more, I'm not going to use the term versatile because the other one's versatile, but this one definitely can fit well in a nighttime environment, date night, good first impressions. I happen to really like it. I'm excited to give that one a try. So we'll see how that one goes. And the last fragrance of the haul, Hermes H24 EDT. So this is 1.6 fluid ounces, and this is the one that I noticed actually was a bit of a price drop. So I got this one for $27, which online I saw them for much more expensive. And it's funny because there's like 3 different tags going on, like price tags. So I don't know if I can just pull off the 27 one to see what the previous pricing was, but $27 I got it for 1.6 fluid ounces, which seemed to be a really good deal. Now, I did a little research on this one. I don't know what exact notes are inside of it other than the fact that it's probably some type of freshie, right? Maybe even aromatic. But as far as what I have seen, I see a lot of people thought that this wasn't very out there. A lot of people seem to not be the biggest fan of it. Nice bottling. I like that. sleek. I like the smaller, taller bottles rather than the shorter, wider bottles. It's easier to store, easier to fit. You can, you save more cabinet space. But I could already tell by looking at the size of the atomizer, that it's going to be a better atomizer from what I could tell, right? But it seems to have a nice another clip bottle. $27 so far. It's a decent look to it. But let's see how it atomizes. Oh, so much better. Ooh. Yeah, that's spicy. So this is definitely a spicy green, fresh type fragrance. This is definitely a much more mature fragrance than the other ones. Holy moly, that caught me off guard. I should have done this one first and the other one's last. My nose is about to freak out over here. Definitely green. That is a really, really green fragrance. Yeah. Yeah, that one really like threw me off there because of how different this is than the Mont Blanc. So the Mont Blanc, so the individuals, both the tonic and the original, those are very, very you could tell versatile fragrances. This almost reminds me. This smells nothing like Issey Miyake's, but it almost reminds me of it by the amount of spice and greens that are inside of the fragrance. This definitely is, I mean, it's definitely fresh. Some woodsy notes too, yes, but it's definitely enhanced on the spice. And the spice is probably what's going to give this fragrance some character. This is a much more mature fragrance. Definitely. I'm going to do one more spray now that I kind of know what to expect. Yeah, so I could tell there's a little bit of a fruitiness to it, like more fruity. Definitely some type of fruity, some type of citrus. I wouldn't call it sweet, but there is that kind of sweetness to it that kind of helps the fragrance move forward. But this is definitely more of the fresher realm. Definitely the fresher note. Definitely, definitely spicier. Definitely even greener, mossy. It's definitely in that realm. But nonetheless, I actually like this. This is one of those fragrances that I could see myself wearing with my wife, going out during the day, maybe to the beach, going to, I don't know, not maybe going out to dinner, but if we go to the beach, we live in South Florida, so if we go to the beach, I'm wearing this one. If we do any type of outdoor event, I'm definitely going to wear this one. Because it's definitely, there's a lot of spice, but that spice gives this fragrance some character, and I think it's really neat. So I'm not going to go full into the weeds of it. If you have any ideas of fragrances you want to see me review, please let me know in the comment section below. If there's anything, if you like these types of hauls, these fragrance hauls, going out and buying a few at a good price and just checking them out, let me know. I want to go ahead and get my hands on more fragrances, and I want to get more experience. So if you have any ideas, leave them in the comment section below. But that being said, guys, Bo Million signing out. If you have not already done so, go ahead and click the subscription button, click the notification bell, press the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.